Hello, and welcome to this episode of Natter with Niamh. Today, I wanted to talk to you about procrastination. For years, I was the queen of procrastination. I would literally boast about how much I procrastinated. In fact, I would joke and say that if procrastination was an Olympic sport, I would win the gold medal every time. And then I realised that yes, while I do procrastinate, it's probably not a good thing, because the procrastination prevents me from taking action on the things that I want to do. It stops me taking the steps I need to take for my business, for the other things I want to do in life. It stops me reading the books I want to read. It stops me going places I want to go. I'll sit and I'll procrastinate. Sometimes I do what I call procrasti-sleep. So I'll take a cheeky little nap, because that means I don't have to do whatever it is that's on my to-do list to do. For example, at the moment, I'm promoting a 21-day experience with me. It's £21 for 21 days in a private Facebook group where the women who join me will get a task, a reflection. They'll get a video some days. They'll get things to do that will help them choose themselves. Now, when I first had this idea, I put it out as a 7-day experience, and I had lots of women join that 7-day experience. Quite a few of them were active, and some of them are joining me in the 21-day experience. And that was great. But when it came to kind of promoting the 21-day experience, because I'm asking now people to pay me, a little bit of me thought, well, why would people want to pay me for 21 days when they've just had 7 days for free? And so I kind of pulled back and I stopped myself from posting for a little while, and I thought, and I was doing all sorts of other things. I've changed things on my website. I've gone for long walks. I've procrastinated quite a bit. I've looked at courses online to see what I could possibly learn next. And then I caught myself. And I thought, no, actually, this procrastination has got absolutely nothing to do with your experience or the fact that you think people won't get the transformation out of it that they have, because you've seen the transformation that people have got from the 7-day experience. What you were scared of is being rejected because you're asking for money here, because you're asking people to part with their hard-earned cash. And that got me, because then I realised that it was nothing to do with the experience. It was nothing to do with what I was offering. It was nothing to do with actually promoting it and putting it out there, because I know it's going to be really good value for those who sign up. It was fear. Fear of being seen, fear of being rejected. What if nobody signs up? Oh, well, it's much better to play safe and not do it, because if nobody signs up, then you're going to feel horrible. Because I have put my heart and soul into creating 21 days of pure transformation. And yes, it will feel hard if nobody comes into that. And I do have some people in there already, but if, I have, set this nefarious little goal in my head of how many people I want in there. And so I've set myself up for rejection because I've decided on this number. Oh, this number would be ideal. A number I've grabbed out of a hat, out of I don't know where. And so, because I don't see that number growing, people have signed up for the 21 days, but It's not growing in the way I would like it when we start next Monday on the 16th of June. And I don't have that magic number of people in there. And so that little fear of rejection is ticking away in my brain. And I realize that actually a lot of why I procrastinate is driven by fear in one form or another. Fear of rejection, fear of failure, and actually sometimes even fear of success. Because there's another side to this coin. What if this does take off and I get 3 or 4 times my magic number in that group? How am I going to deal with all those people? How am I going to cope with supporting everybody who's jumped into that group? So off we go into procrastination mode again. We'll do something else. Let's have a quick Google, see if there's any interesting courses out there. There's something I haven't learned yet. Ooh, let's go on TikTok and learn some new ways of doing calculus. Are there new ways of doing calculus? I don't know. Let's look at some optical illusions on TikTok. Let's see if we can learn to draw. Oh, I could go down so many rabbit holes. But it's not going to fix the problem. Because the issue is that I'm afraid, so I need to sit with that fear. And I think for a lot of us, and you might be sitting there too as well, thinking, actually, I procrastinate. But for a long time, I just accepted procrastination as part of who I am. Thinking that, I get things done eventually. I'm one of these people who likes to work to a deadline. I work so much better when I've got a deadline. And then I realized again, no, that's just crap. That's just fear talking again. Fear wants me kept in its grip. Because when I step outside fear, anything is possible. And that in itself is scary. So fear has me again. And so I procrastinate. So I don't do the things that I want to do, that I know, and I'm going to use the should word here, but in a different kind of way. The word I'd say probably need things, the things I need to be doing and want to be doing to grow my business, to get, whatever I'm promoting next off the ground. For them at the moment, it's my 21-day experience. To fill that up, to get my magic number. And I'm sitting here because that little voice, that little fear of rejection, that fear of failure, and also that fear of success are whispering in my ear and saying, you don't really want to do this. You don't really want to do this. Let's do something else instead. But the truth is, fear, I really do want to do this. I'm really excited about doing this. I am so looking forward to seeing what I can help other women achieve and how I can help them choose themselves, to put themselves first, to stop the people pleasing. Because I say, if it's on your bucket list and you can't say no to something simple now, if you can't say fuck it to something that you don't want in your life right now, how are you ever going to achieve that bucket list? It starts now with the small things. It starts now with flexing your yes to you muscle. And so today, I'm saying yes to me. I'm going to catch myself procrastinating. And I'm going to pull myself up and talk to myself kindly and compassionately every time I find myself procrastinating. And ask myself, where is the fear today? What is the fear today? What can we do to change that? Or do I need to change that? Can I just be with that fear and do it anyway? Can I let the fear just sit beside me while I type up my Facebook post, while I put my link in the comments and say the link's down below if you want to join? And I do it. And I've done it day after day, with fear sitting beside me, looking on at me, whispering, sometimes you don't really want to do this, do you? And I'm just sitting here thinking, yes, I do. Yes, I do. And that's not to say that I don't sometimes procrastinate and that I will never, ever procrastinate again. Of course I will. I'm human. And actually sometimes procrastination, while it puts off our tasks, for me, I actually sometimes learn things through procrastination. I discover new things. I see different ways of doing things, different ways of being. And I call that productive procrastination. But again, I have to learn to draw a line underneath that. So I'll allow myself 15 minutes of productive procrastination before I then move on and decide I'm going to do something real right now. So I take out the to-do list and I look at it and I see which thing I'm going to tick off right now, this moment. What can I do? With fear sitting beside me, with fear whispering in my ear, with fear telling me I can't do it, that nobody's going to buy, that nobody's even going to look. And I just say to fear, so what? I love doing this. I love recording my podcast. I love supporting women and helping them grow in confidence, to find their voice, flexing their yes muscle, and reigniting the flames under them so they can actually achieve their dreams. So that's all I wanted to say today. It was just my little take on procrastination and what it means for me and does for me. I'd love to know what you think, what you hear in this, and what procrastination means for you, and most importantly, why do you think you do it? And is it the same reason as me? Thank you for listening, and I'll see you again on the next episode of Natter with Niamh.